Hi everyone, or hi you, or you and your partner, or you and your friend watching this video. Hi, welcome to the Lightroom, my YouTube channel. I'm really glad to have you here. If you don't know me, my name is Chisum and I'm your host here. Every time you tune into this YouTube channel, you see my face or myself and someone else. But I'm your host here and it's really great to have you. If this is the first time you're listening to my voice or anything about the Lightroom, it would be great if you go to our previous videos, watch them. We have so many things that you could learn from, you could enjoy while you watch. So just go to our previous channels or our previous videos rather and watch them. We also have a podcast platform. You can listen to us on any platform you stream your podcast or consume podcast content from. Yeah, welcome to my channel. Glad to have you here. So, based on request, I will be talking about life after school. I didn't think that I would do that as a topic, but I got a request to talk about it, and here I am talking about life after school. Not like I finished school 10 years ago, but okay. So, I finished school when COVID started. I finished school in 2020. Right, I was supposed to convocate in June 2020, but COVID happened. So I finished school, like my final exams, at the end of 2020, and I had my convocation ceremony in 2021. So when people ask me when I finished school, I actually say 2020 because that's when I finished. Get ready party the next year. But anyone works, take anyone you want. Anyway, I finished school. I went to Covenant University and I studied business administration. Yeah, for 4 years. But because of COVID, say 4.5 years. No, 4 years. 4 years, a few months. Thereabouts. Nothing, no big difference. So yeah, I finished school in 2020 and I came home. Our school closed on a Friday. And by Monday, I had volunteered to be a teacher in a school. For some reason, I just wanted the experience of teaching children again. I had that experience before when I taught in children's church, but I wanted to do that in a school setting. And I didn't have any particular thing that was pending for me at home. Like, I didn't have a job I was going back to. I had a business, but it was more functional in school than outside of school. So I decided to just take on the teaching job. I volunteered for it. So my friend told her mom. Her mom owns a school, and I started working there. It was not close to my house. Let's say I stay in Oshodi, and the school was in Akowonjo. If you are not familiar with Lagos, that's like that's like 30 minutes or let's say 20 minutes without traffic. With traffic, is going to be something else. So 20 minutes without traffic, and then if you're using a bus or public transport from my house, you'll take one bike, one bus, and another bike. So yeah, it was a distance, right? And then I would go to school. I was teaching basic five. Then there were like seven students in my class. I was teaching basic five, and it was pretty interesting, leaving school and then coming back to school. And quickly, I developed a relationship with the children there. I grew quite attached to them. I remember one time I walked into the class and there was this argument. I can't remember what they were arguing about. But just to drive a point home, I started making them recite certain things when they come to class. So before I start teaching, I'll say things that repeat after me, you repeat after me. I'll say, I'm smart, I'm intelligent, I can do better in my academics, like those exact words. And they kept saying it to a point that they actually owned it. As I'm talking now, that memory just flashed through my mind and I really miss them. I miss those children so much. So yeah, I started working in school the very next week after I finished school. And thinking back, that was a noble thing to do, but it was not very wise for my health because I had just finished a hectic round of final year submissions for projects, running around for clearance and everything. I should have paused to take a break. Thankfully, I didn't break down, but it's not healthy, right? Sometimes just take a break and breathe. But the way I've lived my life so far, I just pretty much like to not be idle. Like I do one thing or the other. Backstory: I finished secondary school in July 2016. I resumed Comdown University in August 2016. Did my 4 years. In my course, doing an internship was not compulsory, but I did an internship twice in corporate settings. And then the third time, that's in my 300 level, instead of doing an internship, I went to work in a market because as a hairstylist, I am a hairstylist. I don't actively do that now. But then that was a major business for me in school. So I went to a market to just learn some styles that I was not familiar with. And it was what my wow, yeah. But I've just been used to that kind of like always actively doing something because I believe life on this side of earth or life on this side of eternity is short. So I don't want to die wishing that there were so many things I did and did not do. Right. So that's why I live my life that way. For many people, my life in school may come off as boring because there are so many things I did not do and I was not interested in doing. I was not interested in uh, parties, whether good parties or bad parties. Parties were just not my thing. All right. I could get tired at my own birthday party. So parties have never been my thing. I mean, this wedding is God. It's God because parties are just I can be jivey and bubbly for like the first 1 hour. After that 1 hour, my battery will just be dropping small, small. My smile will be turned from to like, So I've never just been a party person, right? So I never went to parties in school, even in secondary school when they used to do all those reunion. I don't even know why we are doing reunion when we are still in school. But when they used to do reunion, doing holidays and all of that, I never went for one. Never. I wish I did. Maybe I don't know, but I just never went for it. So my life in school was basically I won't say read my books because I didn't read that much. I enjoyed my course. I listened in class. But for my CGPA, I don't think I read to deserve my CGPA. I learned more by listening in class and applying it to my real life. So it was easy for me to do well academically because I understood my course. I understood what I was writing, not because I used to read so much. I read, but not like dip my leg inside water and be reading. If the sleep should come, that's it. Oh, that's it. There's no dipping leg inside water here. So yeah, that was me in school. And then in my 100 level, I didn't care much for extracurricular, all this chapel. I almost said chapel prefect. Chaplaincy, student council. I didn't really I know to send yet. I don't even remember who was who in my 100 level. But I remember that in 100 level, I really had a strong drive to be the best graduating student. It was just something I wanted to do for a reason. When I was in secondary school, I didn't do badly in school. From time to time, I'll maybe get a subject award or something like that. But I always felt like a second fiddle because I never really set a goal that I hit. So let's say I resume the term and I set the goal and I say I want to be first position, at least top three. I never really hit that goal. And it was always nagging me because I always felt like, why can't I do this? So when I entered university, I was like, okay, this is a fresh slate. This is time to try again. So I wanted the feel of setting a goal and actually achieving it. And thankfully I did. All right. I was the best graduating student in my department, the entire school. Right. But in my department and in my college. And I'm grateful for it because to be honest, I can't really how some people say it's God and they say it's just to water down their efforts. No, I really believe that God came through for me on many times, well, on many occasions rather. God came through for me, and I'm grateful for that. But yeah, that was me in school. Then at some point, I became more active in co-curricular stuff. I was even part of the student council, which I enjoyed. It had its ups and downs, but I enjoyed it as well. Then now going back to after school, I'll just give you an example of I said shared all that to just give you perspective on how my life was in school. There was never really a point where I was like less busy, less busy. I was that person in school that was always busy, right? And I always genuinely had something to do. It was either I was making hair when I was free, like making, some income for myself, or I was editing someone's write up, someone's book, whether in school or outside school, or I was doing a tutorial, just something. Like I liked the busy life. I almost got high on it, right? If that's a thing. Like it was something for me. It gave me a sense of confidence in my abilities and I liked it, right? So after school, as I said, I started working in the school. Then I needed to do my NYC. I don't like talking about my NYC year because I think it was a dark year. I did not enjoy it. I won't lie. I did not enjoy it. I went to camp. And all that, but like I did not particularly enjoy the scheme, right? But I did it nonetheless. And then in that period, I wanted to. I got an offer to work in a particular company. And you know me, I just came out of school now. Nobody had offered me job before. So it was such a big deal when, somebody reached out and told me, we heard of your results or we want to offer you a job here and everything. And it was a company owned by someone I deeply respect, right? And while the starting salary was not great, it was not great. I deeply respect this person and I'm like, I could learn here. I could learn here, right? And along the line, my friend introduced me to an opening for a vacancy where she worked. An opening for a vacancy where she worked. I never saw myself working there, but like there was a vacancy, it fit the descriptions of what I could do and what I had experience in. So I applied and I remember being anxious about it because I needed to sort out my PPE and everything, and I hadn't gotten a response. I was at a crossroad where I needed to pick either between that job I applied for and the job I was offered. The only difference is that one of them pays at least a starting salary times three of what the offer I was given was. But it was dicey for me because I was not sure I was going to get the job for certain. At the end of the day, with patience and waiting just a bit, not making brash decisions, I got the job and I'm grateful I did because with this Nigeria that is Nigerian, I don't know how I would have survived with the things I have on my plate on that job. It would not have worked. Anyway, and that job was not remote. Like I had to go to work. Imagine I would just spend all my salary on transport and maybe feeding cheese balls and gala. So it was not enough. But then I got the job there. He introduced me to Texas life. Is it Texas? Texas life. So yeah, I'm in Texas. Apparently. So I found. It was interesting. Thankfully, it's such a great working environment because I can learn, I can be myself, I can, be in an environment that is not toxic. I've done IT before, and one of them was toxic, one was not. One of them, see, it was just where I am, it's just a better work environment, right? A place where people genuinely care about your well being while you work. So that alone is an incentive to work, right? Even when Nigeria's inflation rates or even the world's inflation rates rise generally, the fact that there are other non-monetary compensations, your health is priority. So, for instance, when you're sick at work, they don't tell you, "Yeah, come to work like that to manage." They take your health seriously. And all those things just showed me that this is how life should be, right? Now there are some jobs that if you dash me, I won't collect because I can't die. I just can't. So there are some jobs they want to take your bone, marrow, your blood, your intestine. They want to take everything. Lori, how much? So I got a job and then I started working, and I was in a relationship from 2020. I got into a relationship in 2020, and now I'm married. life has moved pretty fast in the past 2 years. But one thing that has been a driving force for me is enjoying every phase of my life, enjoying every single phase of my life. The parts that make sense to me, the parts that don't make sense to me. So for the longest time, there was a part of my life where I was just always looking forward to getting married. I'm not gonna lie, I was just always looking forward to that phase. And one day, while I was praying, I just had to calm down and call myself out on it that life in itself is a gift. So what if Christ comes now? Like, would I be disappointed because I did not get married? I need to rewire my mind that the rapture and Christ coming back for me is a million times more important than getting married. And it doesn't always feel that way, right? But it's something I had to renew my mind over and over and over again for, right? Training my mind to set itself on things above. It was not easy or pleasant, but it was necessary because my life is not my own. Yeah. So I just learned to enjoy every phase of my life. I'll just, shine more light using my relationship as an example. So when we were just dating, I remember always telling my babe that I enjoy being your girlfriend. I'm not happy that, we still have a lot of boundaries. I mean, I can't sleep over, we can't live in the same house, all these things. Boundaries, boundaries, boundaries. But I enjoy the thrill of finding ways to spend creative time together. I enjoy, thinking about where to go next and all of that. I learned to enjoy those moments while looking forward to other moments where I could enjoy just sitting with you on the couch for hours without checking the time that is late. It's Lagos, I have to go home. All those things, right? So I just learned to enjoy every phase. And I think it makes me not look back and wish I did or wish I did not. So I don't miss, even when I started dating, I didn't miss being single because I enjoyed myself when I was single. I took care of myself. Premium babe. I had myself. Of course, there were days where I was like, God, am I a stone? Maybe I'm a bricklayer. No shades to bricklayers. But I'm like, oh, what happened? There are days like that, but still learning to enjoy every phase of my life, making it count because my life is important. It's important in God's eyes, so it's important to me. And I'll make every moment count, right? Because if you keep looking forward to the next best thing, it will not finish. Like now that I'm married, I'll now start looking for when we can now be traveling up and down the world. We'll now be the couple that travels. Or I'll start looking forward to when I'll give birth. I'll not finally give birth. I'll not start looking for when I'll give birth to the second one. I'll not give birth again. I'll not start looking forward to when they will grow up and get out. There will always be something to look forward to. So learn to enjoy every moment. They will never come back. They will never come back. These precious moments that you have, you can't get them back again, right? While some periods of your life are not God's plan, they are pure delays. They are just some periods that you have to go through. Let patience have its full work in you. So learn to enjoy every moment of your life. Don't dismiss any part of it. Enjoy it with your chest. Own it, right? Enjoy it, enjoy it. But enjoying it does not mean you now live in self-denial. You now be forming all these philosophical quotes. Maybe you are running a side business, but you really want a job because it pays more, and you're just not ready for the kind of structure in a business that brings in like big money. But you now keep saying to yourself that fire your boss. They are the ones stealing your dreams. It's not me to admit that you want a job that pays you good money. You're saying fire your boss. Okay. My point is, enjoy every phase of your life. Don't pretend like you don't want something better. It's fine to want better things, but just enjoy your life. Okay. Also, know what you want and be unapologetic about it. I think this is a point. Okay, 2 more points, and I'll wrap up my video. Know what you want and be unapologetic about it. I've always known that I wanted to settle down early. Why? I'm a Christian. I have firm beliefs on boundaries. And even though I have firm beliefs on boundaries, but before I would, right? I don't want to misjive, right? And at the same time, I want to enjoy life with a person without having to think, let me not argue too much, or there's no sit down to talk. So all those things. So I always knew that I wanted to get married early and just cut off some temptations in my life, right? I always knew that. And then I'm a lover girl. I can't even hide it. I've just always wanted to marry on time. So I started to learn about what marriage entails very early, like from secondary school. I started reading books, watching videos from the right people, thankfully. So I had prepared my mind for what I wanted. I just knew I wanted it. So there are many people that would say, you're not too young, you just finished school, go and do masters now. Yeah. That's not what I wanted. I wanted to get married and I've gotten married. QED. Yes, finished. I'm unapologetic about it. Like there's nothing anyone can say now. Even if they say, I'll assume they are correct. I'm already married. You can't change. So I knew what I wanted and I was unapologetic about it. And it's not like I was unapologetic that I know listen to counsel. No, of course I listened to counsel. Of course I thought through my decisions, but I knew that this was what I wanted, right? And I went for it. I prepared for it, prayed for it, I went for it, right? Then be patient with yourself. You should be able to watch yourself constantly grow and constantly evolve. You are not the best version of yourself right now. Your best version is still in front. Your best days are still ahead of you. So be patient. Give it time. There's some things that you will never get better at if you don't give it time. You never get better at public speaking if you don't public speak. If you don't do it. If you don't give yourself time to hone your skills. Imagine if as a baby you didn't start walking immediately you were born. Nobody does that. But imagine a baby was forced to walk immediately they were born. It's just wrong. It won't happen. You would stretch the baby beyond what is normal. Right? Every baby was born with the ability to, I mean, is born with the ability to walk. In them, they have legs. Just give time to those legs to grow. Give time to their joints to form. When babies are born, there's a way that you cradle them from their necks because they are stable, they'll still be wobbling. Would it mean that their neck will not be stable one day? It will be stable. See me now, I can crack my neck. I couldn't do that when I was a baby. I mean, imagine my mom was worried about that how so she cannot bend her neck, she cannot crack her neck. It won't make sense. Right, so give some things time. Be patient with yourself. Allow yourself grow. I mean, you just started the business and you're comparing yourself with Apple. Nibo Shibo. How? What happened? Why are you doing that? What is the problem? Be patient, okay? Okay? Even other people you're comparing yourself with on IG, have you labored the way they labor? Right? The people you're comparing yourself with have done something. So don't just compare your results with their results. Compare your efforts with their efforts. Maybe it will help you calm down. By the time you see the efforts that the people you are looking up to have put into their lives, you will calm down. You even reevaluate whether you really want that thing or not. Do you understand? So calm down, give it time. Lastly, trust the Lord with all your heart. Lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways, acknowledge Him. He directs. God is faithful. God is faithful and His leadings are progressive. Many times, the leadings of God work like headlamps on a car. You're only able to see just in front of you. You may not be able to see the next 20 years clearly, but you can know what to do next. So be patient and trust God. Follow His leadings step by step, step by step. Even when you can't hear Him visibly, audibly say something about the situation you're in, let wisdom guide you. Let wisdom guide you. Do the wisest thing per time if God is not giving a specific instruction. Seek counsel. See, God gave us brains so that we can give Him rest. There are some things you just have to calm down and think about. There are some things that don't need prayer, right? There are so many things to pray for. There are some things you don't need to pray for, right? Pray for the persecuted. Well, you don't need to pray for things like, God, how do I make money? Get a job, start a business. Yes, you can pray to God for direction on where best to invest. But I mean, do due diligence now. Search on what to invest, Study the markets. Don't go and buy crypto in a bull market at the wrong time. Your money will go. You will not even understand what happened or what hit you. And God will still love you. You'll still go and cry in God's arms and He will welcome you back, but you will be so broke. Oh God, you will be so broke. So use the resources that God has given to you. Okay, make best use of them. maximize the people around you. Don't use people, but like make the best use of the moments around you. Ask questions, seek counsel, be patient. Our life will keep life in. Okay? Be patient with yourself. I'm being patient with myself. And me sharing this is not a statement that, oh, I've arrived, I finished everything I'm supposed to do. Oh no, there's some things that I'm still not clear about. There's some things I still need to learn, things I need to unlearn. But life is happening and I'm learning to enjoy each day as it comes. And I want you to do the same as well. It's been great, as usual, being here, being your host, sitting pretty. It's been great. So I want you to have a lovely, lovely day or night ahead of you. And I'll see you in our next video. Before you go, I beg you, subscribe to this channel, like this video, share with your friends, talk about the lecture, comment nicely, ask me a question, okay, and I'll be in the comment section to look out for it. So till next time, bye bye.